No, nowadays no. I think the most important on in sports and training is like the recovery. And if you mentioned the first session over, then you planned after when you try to be ready for the next day, you'll be tired, and so you will not perform well then on the next day.
So, hello and a very warm welcome for today's episode with Rafael. Very happy to have you here, Rafael.
Hello, hi, Jonas, how are you?
Yeah, fine. We are today at the podcast episode of the Regulated Athlete. And before we start, we take our usual procedure, but please put the hand on your chest. You can close your eyes and do take 3 breaths in through the nose in and through the mouth outside and out. In and out. I am regulated.
Done.
I am regulated.
I'm regulated.
I'm regulated. I'm a regulated athlete. Yes, great. That's good. Yeah, that's a short opener for our session because we experienced that we want to start even a podcast episode with a calm down of the nervous system. So that's our opening. That's I'm really happy to have you here today, Rafael. You're a former professional triathlete
Thank you
from
very
Portugal.
much, Jonas, for
Yeah,
the invite.
sure.
I'm really happy
Yeah, sure.
to be here as well.
Sure. In my opinion, the interesting thing, what we are talking about in this episode is that you are a former professional triathlete from Portugal and now on the age group level in triathlon, very successful. And we are not talking about success. We are talking about that you're feeling more happy during this time or during this part of your triathlon life than the professional life. We will dig deeper a little bit. We will talk sure about the 3 type of athletes, and we'll talk about what happens and what can happen for many athletes, why the performance breaks down on a race day. So what can be reasons, and if you experience this kind of issue, we developed a short analysis form. You can see the link in the description below the episode. And then we just start with you, Rafael. In which state are you sit in front of me right now?
Right now, I'm another athlete, age group athlete. Like you said, I was I was competing like elite athlete since 2011 until 2020. Uh, I decided to move from Portugal to UAE in Dubai. I received like an opportunity to work there. So, yeah, I check I love training, and I check the priorities, and I left the professional part, and I my focus was completely for my work. Yeah, I'm enjoying a lot being a mother athlete. I'm training. My focus are still here, and I'm loving. I'm enjoying a lot this part of my life. But yeah, I'm completely happy.
Nice. Nice that you described it, that you're really happy because I would say that I experienced, for a short fun fact from my side, that after finishing my career, I experienced really that what kind of privilege we had to do a professional career, to do professional sports. I never get paid for professional from this side, but my intensity was also very professional. I did 25 hours a week,
Yeah,
and I was in the national team and world champion in rowing. So kind of very close to the Olympic Games. But you also, in the same time, you have a lot of sports, you have a lot of training, At the same time, you had also a lot of very nice lifestyle, to be honest, because you are in nice places,
Yeah.
weather conditions, you are very fit. You are fit. You cannot really explain it to a normal human who never did sports. You cannot
Yeah.
explain how fit you are because it's out of scale. And
Yeah.
yeah, or what do you want to add something, Rafael?
Like, I'm really glad to have the opportunity to compete like professional around of the world. I met amazing people. I met my wife. My best friends were professional athletes, Olympic athletes as well. Um, and was a very good part of my career. I had a DC my so when I started my career at 2000, you know, I left my parents' home, so I was 15 years old, so it was a big decision. Um, I changed school, I changed everything in my life, and I was quite shy, and this kind of move changed me a lot. So I after this I went to sports center, uh, like performance center, yeah, and I lived there since 2011 until 2019, 2020 maybe. And, I had a lot of opportunity, like for sure. We compete a lot, met a lot of people. Very good experience, and was a very nice part of my life. Uh, but here in Portugal, sometimes like you need if, if you want to go for like to reach another level, you need to invest some money, and here you cannot earn too much. It's like the problem because have we are losing many talents here because of this. Because when you reach a point, you need to choose, or if you go to university, or if you want to get a job. Yeah, I reached one part, my course as well. I reach a part. Okay, I want to be a coach. I want to teach what I know and what I experienced before. So and yeah, I this time I started with a young school for triathlon young school. Yeah, was I was there 2 years. And I started same time with the age groups. Was a nice start, like a coach. And after, yeah, I moved to Dubai. But I'm really glad for the this kind of progress. For sure, we had ups and downs, more downs than ups. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm happy with the situation now.
Yeah, I guess it shapes character when you have the downs. When it comes to competitive sports, a lot more. Yeah, when you fail, then when you win in comparison. But yeah, for sure, it's a tough journey. Maybe when we can take a look back to your career, maybe to now, when you look back at your triathlon life, when was your performance the most stable and why? What would you say?
I think the best part of my career. I think I can see two good parts of my career. The best part of my career was in 2017. I decided to change my coach, and and the guy did a completely I can say a completely personalized training for me. We were a big group. Like in this group, you had like uh, like very good athletes, Olympic athletes. Sometimes the personalization of the training was not the best, but yeah, when I started with this coach, I felt like my shape and my performance um, was a bit higher than before, and I think last year or 2 years ago, I felt okay. I'm in a good level. Like before, I'm still training, not maybe the same volume and the same intensity than in 2018 or 2019, but yeah, I felt okay. I feel strong and I can reach the goals I proposed before. So yeah, it was like two parts of my career. Yeah, I'm happy.
Okay, and was there also a part when your body showed your limits, or maybe your head?
Uh, I think in 2014 I had like a lot of injuries. I did a surgery as well, so was not was like when when you try to from a down and after is coming something you put you down again and like okay, you need to be really resilient.
Yes.
But I think this is like was the biggest one. Probably in 2014 I didn't compete too much, like a lot of injuries, surgery. So yeah, but I learned a lot. Was in the end was nice because I learned a lot. Yeah.
Was there a moment you thought over that this can't continue like, because now you said you learned a lot and you are happy that you had this kind of situation. When you remember this situation, it was a little different, right?
Yeah. In this year, so this season, I lost a lot of support from federation and from the team, and my parents as well, saying, Rafael, you need to do something out of triathlon. You need to get a job. I think this is very usual situation in professional careers. Uh, yeah, it was very hard, very difficult for me. After this dark part, I met my girl. I met my wife. No, no, this is my wife, and like everything was starting like going normal and well. What was difficult, but I can say was difficult. But but in the end, we passed.
Yeah, sure. Really, really interesting what you said, and thank you for your honesty. it's much easier to about the successes in life and when everything is nice and happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can really appreciate and evaluate the ups when we also experience the downs because we know the difference and have the comparison for ourselves. When you look back, it sounds for me that it's kind of an identity issue because when your parents said, okay, you have to do something outside the triathlon, when you remember this in this situation, when you think back, what would you think the younger Rafael will answer the question, who are you without triathlon?
Okay.
Just guessing, because you are not now
No.
younger.
Okay. If I was out of triathlon, like doing anything different.
No. It means do you getting your identity from triathlon or doing sports, and
Yeah.
who are you without sports?
Without sports. Uh, I can't. I don't know. I can't imagine me without sports. But uh,
So you have your self-esteem because you're doing sports?
uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, but sorry. Can you? I don't understand your answer. Your question. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, you are very that's the typical pattern is that when you're doing sports and a lot of sports, how it's like many professional do, they gain a lot of confidence
Yeah.
because of doing their sports and they are pretty good in their sports.
Yeah.
And then when it comes down to surgery, being sick or being vulnerable, it comes down that these kind of athletes feel having an identity crisis
Okay.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
they're gaining a lot of respect from the outside because they're having very good results, they have success in their sport for sure, but when this kind of success is missing, this kind of acceptance and respect from the outside is missing, these kind of athletes having a problem, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they didn't know by themselves who they are inside,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
really.
Yeah. I understand. It's like yeah. I think when happen this like I said you learn a lot. Maybe it was the first time or you never experienced something like this, and this situation can build like a person, especially, and for sure like athlete. And like I said, I think is this is good to happen because you can manage the situation uh, after like with another experience with another situations in your personal life on your job on your sports career. So yeah, I think yes.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Um, Before coming to the three type of athletes, I will have a short question because it's really interesting for me. It sounds that you're having, you said it, a lot of ups and downs, and it's, I guess, a typical training athlete career.
Yeah.
And in the before, we and you started saying that you're enjoying this part of your career of this sports life now more than before. Why?
Yeah, like when I was when I was competing like elite or professionals, I was training with a squad here in Portugal. I never imagined to do my sessions alone. And when I moved to Dubai, so 5 years ago, I felt okay. Uh, when I move, I'll focus on my job and I'll just slow down on triathlon and let's see what's happened after. And I felt like after 2 3 months, and I said for me, no, we need to restart again. Um, I started training alone, and I started my long distance career with like 70.3s. I mean, I started enjoying training alone. So was like a big change of my life. Uh,
Hmm.
like when you are training alone, you need you don't have like a schedule with someone, or you if you want to start in 10 minutes or 15 minutes or in 1 hour, you start. You don't need to wait, or you don't need someone waiting for. And, I think this is was yeah, like I said, was a big change, was very important for me, for my life, like a professional, and not professional, sorry, like amateur athlete. Helped me a lot in my job. Yeah, I started enjoying the process. I'm not competing too much because I have a job in Dubai. It's not easy to Europe. The season there is a bit different than Europe, because they stopped in summer because it's very
Okay.
hot.
Yeah, can imagine.
Yeah, I'm enjoying a lot. I do my things. I don't need to follow any rules from the federation before. I don't need to reach this kind to get a slot for a big race. I just put my levels. I do my things. For sure, I have my goals. Like I planned my goals with my coach before the season. I think, like I said, I'm enjoying much more now the process of the training than before, because before was like a lot of pressure, like you imagine. You need to reach this spot, this race to get another race, and it's like a big stir. It's a big stairs. So yeah, really happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, I guess that's the perfect, yeah, fit and perfect line to the three types of athlete, because you mentioned you had you had experienced a lot of pressure. That's kind of the first athlete type, because the first athlete type is the training athlete. You can also say that it's the pressured athlete. This kind of athlete feel a lot of pressure,
Yeah.
and the behavior of this kind of athlete is doing more volume, more intensity, and having more load. The fun fact for this kind of athlete is, on a recovery day, they do an easy session. I guess you know some athletes of this type.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as a race day outcome, it will be in the end that they are very strong in training. You experience good results, but on race day they are empty, because
Yeah. Completely.
they miss the regeneration, the recovery part. So they developed and they switched to the optimizing athlete mostly. And the optimizing athlete is more like, you can call it the control freak. It's kind of
Okay.
an athlete who tracks everything, having
Yeah.
controlling every detail. They having the smartwatch, controlling the HRV, and
Yeah.
having VO2 max, and so something like this. Having a lot of diagnosis, and the fun fact is, when they're doing a bicycle ride, they having on the right stop, they're having cappuccino, cinnamon roll, or cake, and a Coke, because they have to refuel and they're burning a lot of energy. And the race day outcome is kind of interesting, because they're having everything optimized, but still having no real access when it matters. So that's
Okay.
kind of a lottery, that these kind of athletes, they can perform really good. They have really good results. For example, I was world champion in rowing, and I was during this time type 2, the optimizing
Okay.
athlete, because you can really having very good results.
Yeah.
But you can also sick from one day to another. You can feeling pressured. You can feel that it's too much and you cannot really access it. So it's kind of a lottery. You don't really know what came out on race day. Third type of athlete is the regulated athlete. It's more or less the behavior that he's calm, he's stable, he has no fight against the body. And the fun fact is more or less that it looks unspectacular, just delivers. He just delivers when it counts. And that's the outcome on race day. He delivers when it counts, access when it matters to his performance potential. And this is the state very true athletes really reach, because it's more or less on a stable condition. You can understand these type of athletes are not a genetical part of the athlete. It's more or less like a state in which the athlete is currently in, and this kind of state can develop. The most athletes are switching between 1 and 2. When you look to age groups, when you look to even though to some professionals, and you can also be in between.
Yeah.
When you look back at your career and maybe at your life now, what would you what will fit to you?
The first one completely.
Okay,
The
nice.
first one. I think I I remember a lot. Probably I had several times a very good preseason, like training really hard and really well during winter. In March when the race is like starting. So here in Portugal it's very difficult. You have like a national race, and after you have international. You need to get the qualifying for the international race. And after this international race, give you like access to European Championship, after World Championship. I remember I remember a lot. Like I was reaching the first. So I was getting nice results in national, and the first international race I was like. I was in the lineup. Lineup is like the place you go to walk into the start line, and I was like shaking, like what's happening here? I'm completely uh, uh, pressure. I completely nervous, and when I jumped to the water, like completely, I was empty. And for sure, I was the first option before you.
When you look back at this time of your career, what do you think you would be open to this time if a person came to you and say, okay, are you open? Maybe get help. You do a lot of insights. You do very lot of amount of effort, because I don't know, you train I guess 20 plus hours a week.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of effort, and as you said. Yourself, the first type of athlete, there's a lot of development improvement possible. Would you say that you're open to this part of your career, gaining some external help to get better at your, or not?
I remember, I remember after this part of my career, I started working with a mental coach, and helped me a lot. It was like a game changer. So I started like with her 2017. So yeah, it was a big change. But I think that 10 years ago, like the people was not seeing with a good eyes like this kind of. But nowadays, especially the best athletes in the world, they work with mental coach, every time, but almost no, not every day, but they help a lot the athletes, especially the sports mental coach, because sometimes you have mental coach like they don't know how to fix and how to help in sports in high performance especially. So I think you need to find the right person to help you.
Definitely, and it's really interesting that you said you worked with a sport mental coach in the end, and it helps you a lot. I experienced the same, that I also had some mental coach beside my training coach, and it helps me a lot. But what I really experience, and that's why we developed our offer today,
Yeah.
currently, is that the mental coach is also limited looking at the mental part for sure. And we really experienced that everything is connected. So in the end, if you have you want to look at the recovery part, for example. So you have the physical recovery, you have the emotional recovery, you have the mental recovery. You can do active recovery by, I don't know, playing table tennis or
Yeah.
doing something outside of triathlon. Could be mental recovery as well, because your mental health is
Yeah.
very important.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what I want to say in the combination is really important, that the nutrition part and what you gave the body inside is also connected. So I
Everything.
would
Yeah.
say
Everything is
I
connected. Yeah.
would say we are definitely not a sports mental coach. We are not nutritionists. We are not training coaches. We are combining parts of these aspects. So in the end, you can say that we figured out that there is a gap where you can reach high level performance because you combine these aspects together. And that's really interesting, because now we can switch a little bit, because you said already sometimes that you are a coach as well. The three type of athletes you can transfer to the coach. Are you interested how they looks like in the coaches area?
I think the coaches are working really well with this kind of yeah, with these people. Like when you have a good team, like the coach, doctor, a physio, a mental coach, like and now like the professional people need like to have someone to work with the social media, because it's very important now to get the sponsors. So and when you have this kind of team, is really helpful for athletes to perform well and to reach a good level. Yeah.
Are you curious how the three types of athletes would look like when we transfer to the coaches world?
To the coach world. I think maybe the second one, yeah.
Okay.
Uh, because it's very important for the athletes, uh, this kind of parameters, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, the HRV, the intensive factor of the sessions. It's really helpful. You have a lot of tools to prepare them well.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be very freak. Sometimes the data cheats you a bit, but yeah, I think I'm quite a bit like a coach, like a bit of the second one.
Okay. Yeah, really nice that you put yourself into this category. Maybe I have to say, only for the clarity, I put the extreme versions of the athlete type, because you don't have to have a data freak.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
means
no,
you're having a high importance for you, have the data. More or less, you do a lot of biohacking. You're having some routines for as an athlete, and
yeah,
For example, when we come to the optimization coach, that's the second type. When you transfer it to the coach level, then you have some data, you have some tools, you have supplements as well, and maximum control.
Yeah.
So you have more athletes, more gadgets than the athletes in the end.
Yeah.
The only problem that could be for this kind of coach, that the outcome for as an athlete perspective is that you're having everything optimized, every screw is unturned, but the athlete still doesn't trust its own body because the data cannot explain why the ex-athlete didn't trust his body, right?
Yeah, the tools are really important nowadays. The tools are really important, but you cannot forget the most important thing is the feeling of the athlete. Sometimes, like, okay, you can check the pace is this and the heart rate is this, but you're feeling okay. I'm completely exhausted, or I'm feeling completely well. We cannot forget the human part. We have a lot of technology nowadays, and it's very nice. The most important thing is the feeling of your athlete. Or
So I would describe that you are not in the category 2, so you are between 2 and 3.
yeah, yeah, okay, yeah.
Because
I agree.
the third category will be the regulated coach.
Yeah, like 2 and 3. Yeah,
The regulated coach understands that performance and the system behind it, so that he knows why is it connected and how can it be influenced.
yeah,
So the fun fact for this kind of coach is he usually works calmer than everyone else. So has also an inner calmness,
yeah,
and the athletes of this kind of coach performs consistently when it matters, when they have their goal, when they have the destination target competitions. That's the difference between the optimization coach and the regulated coach.
I remember these these last years. I changed my coach like maybe 2 3 times. No, 2 times. Sorry. No, sorry, one time. One of them was like very good. He was working really well with the technology, the tools. Was expert. He was working in a lab, and now nowadays I have another one. He's much more relaxed. Like, okay, we have the tools and we can we work many times with the something to perform to get a better performance, and was nice. But in the end, he said, Rafa, like, calm down and take it easy. Everything is fine. And I remember once he put my plan was like walking 1 hour and a half, and I was checking this and what 1 hour and a half walking. Yeah, but I understand after was something good at on this point of my season. Uh, it help you a lot when you are coaches. This is the why like I feel maybe I'm between second and third.
Yeah, yeah, that's very interesting. I want to add some more detail because what's really interesting in my opinion is some effort when you do a training session. So in the end, when you look at 2 training sessions, both training sessions you do some effort, and the body has to handle this kind of effort, and the body has to recover between these 2 sessions. And
Yeah.
when the body recovers to less, the second session comes too early. So the problem is that the body is not ready for the second session. So that's
yeah,
so the question, the problem is the recovery time. What we experience with a lot of athletes we supported is that the recovery time is essential because the body has to be ready for the second session, and
yeah,
when it's not ready, the second session will decrease the performance level more than it will enhance.
yeah,
Two options in the end. The first option is nobody likes the first option because you have to extend the intervals between the sessions. So I don't know, you cannot do both two trainings a day. I don't know, for example, you can do the second session the next day. So nobody, especially in triathlon, wants to
yeah,
have this kind of opportunity because you have to have a little bit of volume as well because it's an endurance sport. The second opportunity is much more interesting, that you can reduce the recovery time in the end. The body is ready for the next session, and then the next session can be adapted in the body system. So that's the two options. And yeah, please.
no, I think like nowadays, no, nowadays no. I think the most important on in sports and training is like the recovery. And if you mentioned the first session over, then you planned after when you try to be ready for the next day, you'll be tired, and so you will not perform well then on the next day. I think the people and the athletes need to slow down when they need to slow down, and to respect what the coach said before and planned, because the next day is like, I can say, is the most, not the most important, depending of the sessions. So the recovery is very important, and you need to be able for the next day, not like to be dead in your bed and recovering because you cannot move or you cannot do what you planned with your coach.
Sure. Only to clarify, I'm not an enemy or an opponent of coaches and training plans. It's very important, especially for endurance sports, in my opinion. Just want to clarify that, I would say it's either important.
Yeah,
You have to listen to your body, and you have to take really into account that you have some body signals, and the body signals can
yeah,
be low level, could be some sleep problems, could be some digestive problems, some pain in the end, or mood swings. That's the kind of the five signals of the body you could have. And when you experience some of these signals, something went wrong, because in our natural state, these kind of five signals we didn't have. The problem is that when we have some of these signals, our performance is decreased. The problem is that we cannot increase it by ourselves until we change a little bit, because these kind of five signals cannot be handled by itself. The body can handle it by himself, but he needs some help from the outside. Yeah. When we take a when we have the final question in the end, when you look back at our talk and our conversation, what, in your opinion, what truly supports your performance? What would you say?
what truly supports my performance. Uh,
Or you should also can answer the performance of your athletes, because you're a coach.
no, I think I can do a mix.
Sure.
I think the best thing in sports and performance is like if the person you choose to join the journey with you. When you choose your coach, I think it's very important to speak with him and to have a feedback from them or from him or her. But yeah, just believe in your process. And when you don't start believe, I think is better. Is the right time to change. But yeah, just believe in process and listen your body. I think is the most important. But when you start working with someone, like with is your journey with them. So just believe, yeah, and go.
Yeah, great. Very interesting what you said. Thank you. I would also describe it as a journey. But for a good journey, in our opinion, you have to know where you start and where do you want to go. So what is the
Yeah,
destination of the journey? When
yeah.
you want to calculate like a navigation system, a GPS, you want for a navigation for a route, you have to know
It will be your
where you
coach, like the
sure should be the navigation, but the coach should know, or we should know where you start. So therefore, we developed the analysis. You see it on the episode description. The analysis is why your performance breakdown on race day. Then when we have a really nice analysis where you're currently in state. It's not an evaluation, is it good or bad? Because it's an evaluation. Okay, now you're in the state, and that's good because when we know the state, we can work on it, and then we can see what is the journey, what is the goal of the desk, and then how can we bring it to you. That's the journey.
yeah.
In the sense, thanks for our journey today, Rafael.
Thank you very much, John. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
It was a pleasure for me as well, and see you next time.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great day. Thank you very much.